Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Bulos podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Bulos, and today I am here to discuss a very controversial topic, the abbreviation of education. Today I'm here with Shrikar Kavali, Karthikeyan Sento, and our special guest, Dr. Shubhank Tula, all which are very prestigious and famous individuals who are here to share their ideas over this very debatable topic. There are two main sides of the controversy. Non-formal education argues on the practical side of life, and formal education argues of the cognitive development, academic, and financial skill to lead in further life. Here we have up first Shrikar Kavali to tell us his perspective on education.
I believe that our education is our greatest interest. Without our education, we are nothing. That's why we need to focus on our education, not our economy. According to Carl ML's TED Talk about the global learning crisis, she stated that we need to change the world's focus from schooling to learning. From everyone focusing on children going to school, it should be to make sure everyone is learning. By 2030, half our children will be failing to learn because our priority is on other economics. Without the next generation's learning, our economy will fail. Soon enough, we will depend on past generations for answers. We need to rely on our future generations. Younger people come up with new ideas that benefit the world. Yet too often, large investments go to more visible initiatives such as bridges and roads, when it's the mind of our children that will really create a brighter future. We need to focus on our children's minds because bridges can be built later on. Education can be built later on. Education is easier to learn when you're younger, but as you get older, it gets harder to learn. This is why we need to invest in our children's education. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, education is a process through which one generation endeavors to pass along to another its hard-won wisdom and its aspirations for a better world. Our children's minds are being ruined, but by focusing on learning, we can make a better world. We can stop this learning crisis by making sure that every child is in school and is learning. This can help students improve their learning experience.
Very interesting, Mr. Kavali. Lots of people can see your perspective. Now for the other side in this controversial topic. Here we have Shubhank Tula.
Thanks, Daniel. Now, we also need to consider the practical side of the young children in today's generation. Education in a school is not necessary. While it may seem even radical to some people today, there's a stunning amount of homeschooled kids in the U.S. alone in 2018. In fact, people with informal education have more hands-on experience. In fact, there actually might be too many choices when it comes to education. There are over 1,000 courses in some high schools and over 100 in just college majors too. This greatly increases the risk of choosing the wrong career overall. This could actually ruin a student's financial life for 30 years. People with informal education are more practical. People with informal education have more people skills. People with informal education have more hands-on experience. People with informal education have mastered daily life tasks. People with informal educations are usually preferred to therapists. And people with informal education are more emotionally connectable than the latter. Practical activity is positively associated with numerous dimensions of psychological and emotional development, according to Taylor and Francis online. In fact, academic developments are barely understood. Practical learning overshadows cognitive advancement from that of academic learning. In total, practical-based learning develops the mind more efficiently.
Intriguing, Mr. Tula. Finally, we will have Karthikeyan join us today to tell me and you about his thoughts on the deprivation of education. Give it up for Karthikeyan Sento.
Now again, there is a positive side to getting education, such as from a school. According to the Global Partnership for Education, if lots of people get educated, 420 million people will be lifted out of poverty. That's a huge amount of Earth's human population. Education can affect numerous families in tough living conditions. It can finally give them quality food to eat and a clean home. No one has to see as much of those very depressing ads to donate to the homeless people because there won't be any more homeless people out there. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, also known as the OECD, stated that educated people have a bigger pay, therefore preventing disaster-related deaths and increasing the GDP for several countries. Those are just some of the benefits that education can bring to society. Jack Yehuda, a successfully educated man, has declared in his blog that learned people lead fuller, more meaningful lives. As a successfully educated person, he can be trusted on his information. In his blog, he starts off with a quote from a very famous individual that you have probably heard of, Benjamin Franklin. An investment in education pays the best, is accordingly said by Benjamin Franklin. Even Benjamin Franklin agrees that investing in education is good. Jack Yehuda also states that education is seen as the golden ticket to a better life. That's not all that Jack Yehuda has said. He even expressed that education improves personal lives and helps societies run smoothly. Thus, the idea that education is very beneficial is being stated several times. Education gives you a better life, so why should you not get education?
So, as we can conclude, it obviously depends on who you are and what your wants and needs in life are going to be. Both sides were strongly supported. From a formal education leading to cognitive development, academic and financial skills that lead you further in life, to non-formal education aiding the practical side of life. There seems to be many important statistics and facts to comprehend over this very significant topic, but there we give it to you, many engaging thoughts to absorb. But it's for you to decide. Do you support the deprivation of education or the abundance of education? That'll be all for the daily podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Bulos Podcast's very first episode today. We really do appreciate the support. Be sure to share it with your friends and family if you do happen to enjoy it. Follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Bulos_podcast. Thank you once again. Bulos out.